Quarry Heights. Quarry Heights Reservation took its name from the rock quarry that was on the side of the Ancon Hill. Stone from the quarry was used in the construction of the Miraflores and Pedro Miguel locks. Quarry Heights was first used by a contingent of Marines until they left in February 21st, 1914, and they left in order to go up to participate in the war with Mexico. Quarry Heights Reservation was formally established on December 22nd, 1919. One of the most unique Department of Defense facilities in the Canal Zone area was the tunnel that was located at Quarry Heights. The bomb-proof structure was there for use in emergency and was also vital to security of important documents. The command post facility was completed January 20th, 1942, and was constructed under 200 feet of native rock and was built of reinforced concrete. Quarry Heights was turned over to the Republic of Panama in 1999. Our first location, actually, this is our only location for Quarry Heights. And this was reported by Royce Davis, and he had concerns about the perimeter fence around Quarry Heights, and he said, especially the side adjoining Panama City, which is over on this side here. If I pull out a little bit, the Quarry Heights facility is in this area, and the street here pretty much is the perimeter with Panama City. And I picked this area trying to find an area on over the years it hadn't been disturbed too much, and therefore ended up here. If we look at our attachments, on our 1969 low resolution view, we're looking right here, and you can see Panama City running here and then on up. And on our 1969 Canal Zone map fragment, we're located about in here. Before I go off of this, I mentioned the bunker that they built in 1942, and they have noted on this map underground building coming in here. So Quarry Heights was along here, and this is actually going underneath the summit of Ancon Hill, which we'll talk about in a minute or so. And this is not a very good picture, but and the date is unknown, but this was the quarry on Ancon Hill, which is in the background, and they carved out the side here. All right, so Ancon Hill, what we're talking about here is really the summit of the hill that's Quarry Heights is built into. And the access to it is from Quarry Heights. And in 1921, the top of the Ancon Hill was added to the Quarry Heights military reservation. And on the summit, there are communications antenna, a large flagpole, which now flies an enormous Panamanian flag. There's also an old bunker up there that supposedly has access to the tunnel complex that is built in with the entrance from Quarry Heights. And I believe we have 2 locations for the summit. And the first one is here. And the reporter on this is also Royce Davis. And again, he's concerned mainly about the perimeters and around the large communication tower and Panamanian flag, which are on the top. So over here is like a transmitter type thing in the bunker. The flag is right in here. And the antennas, if we come in some more, I believe we can see them. Yes, there's one there, and there's a second one in here somewhere. Here it is. All right, so we were down here before. Now we're up top of the hill. Looking at attachments. Right now we're talking this location here, which is the top of the hill, and it covers the bunker, the transmitter building, and the antennas. And if we go to our Canal Zone map fragment, we can see radio tower, and they don't show the bunker or whatever, but it's right above where they have marked underground structure. And this is a photo, date unknown. And in the foreground here, this is Panama City and Ancon Hill. So we were talking about the top here, and you can see the antennas here and on the summit of Ancon Hill. And that photo was taken by the well, it's unknown who, I'm sorry, it's unknown who it was taken by, and unknown date. Our second location on Ancon Hill, again reported by Royce Davis. And he's concerned there's a road that goes from Quarry Heights and up to the summit, which is up here. And he said, especially around the old MP shack. This road, you used to be able to drive up to the top, and it goes really along the edge of the hillside and up to the top. We can only see like fragments of it here, and it is jungle the entire way up. And I'll mention that I was down in Panama in February 2020, and on my, I think it was the next to the last day, a couple of people and myself decided, oh, we're going to go to the top of Ancon Hill. And found out, well, it was walking and so forth. And I will tell you, it was a tough walk all the way up to the top. Got up there, and I know personally, I just sat down for a while and looked around and so forth. But you can see a long distance in all directions from the top. Coming back down wasn't so hard. I just kind of let myself fall down the hill. All right, so on our low resolution 1969 map, we're talking this, and the road goes on up. And I guess on this low res or this canal zone map fragment, you really can't make out the road very well that goes up there. Next is the Amador Causeway. And beginning in 1907, they took rock and material that was excavated from the Culebra Cut, which is between Pedro Miguel and Gatun Lake, and they dumped it into an area and created a peninsula of land, which became Amador. And there's 4 islands that extend out into the bay, and they were connected to this peninsula, which became Amador, with the same material. This is the peninsula, which was Amador, which was all built with material they excavated from Culebra Cut. And then they also used the same material to build this causeway out here, which joins together these islands out here. And in the very early days of the canal zone, they did have coastal defense batteries out here. Unlike the Atlantic side, they pretty well knocked them down and built on top of them. Now, the other thing in pinning this point, let me tell you, this was reported by Mike House. And what he said when he reported it, he said, he talked about the canal side, which is this side. And he said, between the yacht club and where the causeway narrows, right here, he saw trucks dosing the banks many times. Now, problem I had in pinning in place is that there has been a lot of new construction in this area. I would have pinned down in this area because it looked very promising, and when I went back through early views and so forth, but they built a museum down here, Amador Museum, and there's also another museum built here. So I looked for an area that was relatively undisturbed over the years, and pinned a point along the bank. All right, if we look at our low resolution 1969 view, there's where I pinned. As you can see, at that point, you know, this was all pretty open in here. And this is a photo taken by Edwin Armbruster in the late 60s, early 70s of the causeway. And he's pretty much up in that point that's where it narrows down and looking out. And as you can see, it was pretty much just a 2-lane road going out there and nothing else. In 1920, when I was there, they've widened the roadways. I believe it's 2 lanes both directions. They've got several places where you can pull off, and when you get down further, I mean, they've got all kinds of restaurants and different buildings and more yacht clubs and everything else built down there. This is another photo taken by Edward Armbruster, same time period, late 60s, early 70s. And the area that's pinned is over here. And you can see how going down to where it narrowed, there wasn't anything there at that point in time. And now there certainly is.
I'd like to thank veteran Richard Wyman for putting together all of this information on possible places to test in the Panama Canal Zone. We are further than we have ever been before. We have a rulemaking request that's been granted by the VA Secretary. We have an HR 5026 bill for Panama introduced into the Congress.